Let's get down to it with real stories. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Liv. And this is the RL.
It is just opening up the doors to something that is so different than anything you've probably ever done before. When did that happen? Where I wanted to be, what I wanted my life to look like. People have your back. Hey you guys, welcome back to another week of the RL podcast. It's Rachel and I'm doing a solo episode today. It's just going to be a quick little episode on pregnancy and what to expect when expecting, because I just turned 29 this past weekend and I just had some time to reflect, and it's wild to think that I am where I am, because when I started my 20s, I had no idea. I had this idea and this vision of where I wanted to be, what I wanted my life to look like, and this idea of what success was. And now that I am just about closing this decade, it's pretty wild to see like where I am and how my ideas have changed and my understandings have changed. But I bring that up because we have been to so many weddings recently, and we're just in that phase of life where a lot of our friends are getting married, family members are getting married, and the next step is a lot of them want to start trying to have kids, and some already have, and it's really fun to get to watch them go through this because it's such a great time in life, but it also comes with so many ups and downs, and it's really, I think it's just like sad to see that there are so many girls out there that are just terrified and who are already pregnant, but just so scared and terrified and don't have the best image of what parenting looks like, what it looks like to have kids, what it's like to deliver. And not to say that I wasn't in that position either, because I was so anxious when I was pregnant with my first kid to give birth and to literally become a parent. It's something that is just wild to actually get to go through. And it's funny because you see so many other people, they do it. You have cousins, like so many people have had kids and they're okay. Like they make it through and the kids are okay. And you have these beautiful families. But when you're going through it for the first time, it is just opening up the doors to something that is so different than anything you've probably ever done before. I have my little one right here. He's just staring at me, but I wanted to record this episode because I guess it just is personal to me that I wish I had like that big sister to talk to about pregnancy and to give like good vibes to me when I was expecting, because I was so scared and so anxious, and I know I'm not the only one. So I'm hoping that this episode can offer like a little peace and guidance to those who maybe want to start trying or who are already pregnant and are just feeling all types of way. I just want to let you know that the nerves are real and it's okay to be nervous, because again, you've never done this before and there are so many changes that you just don't know how to prepare for. And people can try telling you everything to pay attention to and what you're going to need to do and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And in the end, just know that it's going to be up to you and whatever you feel most comfortable with, and that it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to have the feelings that you're having. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to it's okay to just go through the roller coaster of emotions, because this is such a big change and it's very real. Okay, so I wanted to kind of start off by saying, if you're nervous, here are some little milestone markers that when you're pregnant are so exciting, that make you realize like, oh my gosh, this is real. Like this is really happening. Because at the very beginning in your first trimester, a lot of girls just don't feel really good. You could go through a lot of like sickness and nausea, and it's not fun. But what's weird about that stage is that you'll be going through it, you're pregnant, but not everyone else knows you're pregnant. And so people might just be like, what's going on with her? And whether you choose to share it that you're pregnant early or not can kind of depend on how people understand like what you're going through. And sometimes maybe sharing it like a bit earlier helps get that support that you need. So it's just something to kind of think about. But anyways, so going through that first trimester can be a little tough, but then here are some milestones that are so exciting that are worth like looking forward to. And one of them is like hearing the heartbeat for the first time, because at that point it's like you don't feel the baby just yet. You're not showing just yet. Like maybe people don't know you're pregnant yet, And then you're in that room and you get to hear the heartbeat, and it's like, oh my God, there's a little human in there. This little human has a little heart, and it's just beating. It's just thumping. It's in there. It's ready to like grow into this beautiful little human. And you get to hear it. And it's so freaking cool. And, it just like is so emotional to think that like, oh my gosh, this is real. Another milestone during pregnancy is getting to find out the gender. If you choose to find out the gender, you get to find out if you're having a boy or girl. Like that is so fun, because then you get to start thinking about other things like, oh, like, do they have a nursery? Do you want to maybe buy them some like cute little clothes that are really sweet looking and that, you know, you're going to cherish forever? Or are you going to choose to wait and find out the gender? Either way, it'll be a fantastic surprise no matter what you do. And I think that's probably the number one thing that everyone's most excited to like figure out during the pregnancy is like, are you having a boy or girl? You never know. And then another milestone is getting to feel the baby kick and move inside of you. I thought this would like feel so creepy, but it's so funny how one day you go from like not feeling anything to suddenly it's like, oh yeah, this baby's moving all the time. And it's like, when did that happen? Because it starts off so subtle and it just gets like more and more and more as the weeks go by and as the days go by. And it's really special when you and your partner get to feel the baby move together, because it's like, it's almost like you're communicating with it. You're just kind of like, what you doing down there? Like, oh, you like that? I always noticed that my babies would move after I would eat a meal, and it would literally make me just like want to cry, because I'm like, oh my God, they're eating, like they're getting food. They're so excited. Like, I'm so sorry. Were you so hungry? But it's just fun. It's just another signal that you're growing a little human life in you, and that they are just like responding to you already. It's crazy. Okay. Next, I just have my phone for like keeping me organized. Okay, so the biggest thing is delivery. And the hardest part that I think we all go through right now is like seeing on social media, because if you're on social media and you're pregnant for the first time, you may have noticed that your algorithm has like completely changed to everything pregnancy, all pregnancy, everything. And you're going to probably get a lot of different like videos and like opinions on what you need to do for your birth, whether it's like unmedicated or medicated or hospital or not hospital. And when I was going through that, I literally felt so overwhelmed. I couldn't look at my phone. I couldn't go on social media, because it was just like everything was just like thrown at me with like what's right and what's wrong. The only right move is the one that is best for you. Okay. Like, I just want to scream it to every single one of you guys. The only birth that is a good birth is the one that is right for you and where you feel most safe and comfortable. Okay. Because as someone who loves holistic practices and who loves going natural for a lot of health things in my life, giving birth right now was not one of them. I was so scared, so scared of giving birth. And that's mainly because I had such a trauma story in my head of how I was delivered. And unfortunately, we see a lot of like the negative side to delivery. And I think that's so sad, because there are so many other women out there who have a fantastic delivery and it goes smoothly and it's exciting and you're in the moment, and it doesn't have to be this like dramatic Hollywood movie where the woman's literally screaming on the table and about to die. I hope that never happens to anyone. But the reality is that there are so many women who have a beautiful, fantastic birth, and that can also be you. And you just need to find what works best for you. And for me, it was getting the epidural, and it was delivering in a hospital where I had my team of nurses around me, and I had my doctor there, and I had my husband there, and I felt so supported. I felt so safe. I felt so cared for and so heard. And usually I think people who go the natural route or who are against hospitals say that the hospital isn't like that. And I can tell you, I had a beautiful time at the hospital. Just find the right like birthing center for you so that you feel that you're going to be cared for in the best way. And that's all I got to say to that. Tune out anyone that wants to tell you a negative story. I'm sorry, but it's not for you to carry that burden. I understand, like, so many women go through a lot of difficult things during delivery, but there's, again, a lot that also don't. And I just think that when someone's going through it for the first time, it's really important to just do what you got to do to keep the vibes good and just not let anything scary or any fear seep in. Something that really helped me kind of to grasp like delivery a little bit, that I think is worth looking into if you're like nervous about it, is I looked in depth about what like delivery actually looked like a vaginal delivery. I looked in depth. I watched a video on YouTube, like a medical video of what it looks like, so that I could fully understand what I was about to go through and like what the nurses see, what the doctors see, what I might see, what my husband might see. I just wanted to know everything so that I didn't feel like as in the dark with the whole process. And I think that could really help too. And it might like just help you kind of get a little grasp on like what you're about to go through. Sorry if you hear my little one, he's just chilling down here with me while big sis sleeps upstairs. So you might just hear his little coos. Okay, on to the next thing. Just a reminder. Okay. So we talked a little bit about delivery. A lot of people don't really talk too much about postpartum, I feel. And I think that was something that a lot of girls might like get thrown for a loop for, is postpartum. And I just want to tell you guys that like you are already everything that your baby needs. You have all the food they need. You have all the comfort they need. You have all the love they need. Like you have everything you already need to keep that baby alive and to keep it safe and to keep it healthy. And it's, I think, really important to know that, because we sometimes feel it's like, how are we going to do this? Like, how are we going to like take care of another child? And it's just like, you're already able to, like, you don't need any crazy things to take care of a baby. You've already got it all in you, and you're so capable. You are so capable, and you're so resilient, and your body will bounce back after you deliver. It's going to take some time, but it will bounce back. And depending, like, you know, how your delivery was, like, you might bounce back quicker than you thought. And that's something to look forward to. Like, there'll be a period where you're going to rest and you're just going to be in this little bubble and you're just going to be taking care of this baby. And I just want you to know that it's okay to just shut the world out for a little bit and just be in that bubble with your husband and your partner and or your family, and just enjoy that moment. But also just, I want to like help instill confidence in all the mamas that you are already enough. And it's really hard to like remind yourself of that when you just had this baby. Your body isn't looking the way you necessarily remember it looking, because again, you just carried a baby for 9 months. But to know that that's completely normal. It's what's supposed to happen, and you're going to get back to where you were before at some point or another. Just give your body and yourself grace, and surround yourself with people that will support you and love you and care for you. And I think that will be like the biggest thing to recovery, is just knowing that people have your back, and all you got to worry about is the baby. Okay. Next, and this is probably my final point. It's funny to me how my husband and I have ran into couples that didn't want to have kids because they know families that struggle a lot with raising their kids, and their kids are crazy. And so their only understanding of what it's like to have a family is that family that is maybe living this really like stressful lifestyle. And Luke, my husband, and I bring our kids a lot of places, not everywhere, but we bring them to a lot of places, and we make an effort to like still have a life and still enjoy going out and still seeing our friends. And we've been told a couple times that like seeing that helped them realize that, oh yeah, like their life doesn't end after having a kid. And that's just like something I want to bring up, is that you are in control and it is up to you how you guys want to raise your kids. And don't think that the way someone else does it is what is like the final decision for all parents. You can decide. You're allowed to have fun. Like, you're allowed to enjoy being a parent. You're allowed to enjoy being a mom. You're allowed to enjoy going to work and have them at daycare, and you're allowed to enjoy being a stay-at-home mom. Like, you are able to do what you want, and you can create your reality and your family the way you want it to be. And it doesn't mean that suddenly your life's going to stop and suddenly you're not going to get to be social and you're not going to be able to like experience new things. Like, don't let someone else's story and someone else's family dictate what, like, how you're going to define your experience as parents, because it's up to you, and you can make as amazing as possible and as amazing as you want it to be. And don't get me wrong, that there'll be hard times, but that's where finding like other friends who are in the same finding friends who are in the same season as you, who also have little kids, so that you can like lean on them during hard times, is really helpful. But ultimately, I just want people to know that like, this doesn't have to be like you're going backwards in life by having kids. You are choosing to do something that is incredible and that will be so rewarding. And even to this day, like, I need to hear that sometimes, because it's hard. Like, don't get me wrong, it's hard, but there's so many beautiful moments in it that unfortunately you wouldn't be able to realize what beautiful moments you're having unless you have like the really kind of crappy moments too. But anyways, you guys, you got this. I love you all. And just know that like, you're going to be okay. So many women do this. Our bodies are meant to do this. We have everything that we already need to raise beautiful children, healthy children, and happy children. And I just want people to like keep that in their mind. Sorry, I was trying to have like this really nice ending, but you can hear the dryer, the washer's like just finishing. Okay, anyways, maybe Liv will edit this, and she's the one that like is editing our audio. Maybe she'll edit this a little bit. Cut. Okay, start again. You guys, you got this. I love you. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you again next week on the RL podcast. Bye.